In the 19th century, a wealthy Blake set sail for Antonio Bay with a crew of fellow leapers, seeking only a place where they could live in peace. But the locals who once welcomed them grew greedy, and under the blinding fog, lured the arriving ship into deadly rocks and used Blake's gold to build their own town. Exactly 100 years later, the residents of Antonio Bay have forgotten all about the town's murderous past, but Blake and his crew haven't. And this time, when the fog rolls in, they will finally get their revenge. Today on MOE'S Toy Room, we're going to unbox from Neca. Here comes Captain Blake from The Fog. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of MOE'S Toy Room, come from my room to yours. And today we're going to unbox and review from Neca. Here comes The Fog's Captain Blake. You can see Captain Blake kicking back behind his window of pain, locked in his plastic prison. This figure is grotesque, but yet nice. He tends to bring a sheath. He brings his sword. Of course, he's an old captain, old dude. That's the way he used to roll, right? He's pissed off. He wants his town back. He brings real clothing. Everything looks remarkably well done. Love this figure all the way around. Let's take a look at the back of this. You can see the back of this package looks just as good as the front. Has a beautiful picture of Captain Blake right there in action figure form, how he could look with the right diorama right behind him. This beauty has batteries in it, so it brings batteries. We're going to check that out because his eyes light up, has the fog written all over it, and then you can see Neca, Real Toys, Studio Canal, just a whole lot going on here, all over the back right here. Artwork courtesy of Cavidity Colors. You could see that, just a whole lot of designers and just direction all over. Just the whole package is loaded with info about the movie The Fog and about this character. So I'm sure that Neca had to overdo a whole lot of licenses in order to grab a license to get this, to manufacture it. So hopefully this review goes well because Neca definitely put the work in and they deserved a figure like this to put on the market. All right, first off, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, so let's hit that tail of the tape on Captain Blake. He is checking in at almost exactly at 20 centimeters, slightly under 8 inches tall. He's a big boy. All right, he tends to bring his sheath. See right there. Very nice piece, the way that they did that. Looks very aged and used. And if you have a sheath, obviously you have to have your sword. He has his sword with him. You can see the handle on that. It's a nice bendy material. Manages to go into the sheath quite well. All right, so here we have Captain Blake right here. This figure looks even more amazing in person than it did even when I got it in package. It looks better out of the package. The way that his clothing looks, it's all scabed and he's just scabbed up and just worn. Everything is just right about this figure. If you're wondering, bring it a little closer for you can see how grotesque his face is. There you have it. Look at that. Check out the hands, the way that they're done. Check out his boots. This figure is just seriously insane. Look at that. You're wondering why is there a pull tag on the back of his head? Because I'm guessing that I'm going to pull that off and then you could get his head to light up. So it would turn on. All real clothing. The figure's just made right. A lot of us real hardcore horror movie fans, especially us 70s babies, were brought up with movies like this, The Fog, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, just Halloween. Us 70 babies, we know a lot about these characters. And in the 80s, horror went ballistic and went huge. In the 90s, early 2000s, they tend to want to remake everything. But Captain Blake has been around for a long time. Even Jamie Lee Curtis, a young Jamie Lee Curtis, is in this movie. It is star-studded all the way down to the bone. I think this is one of the only movies that she actually acted with her mother in this movie. So, yeah, if you have never seen the original Fog, please do so. Get it on Vudu or however you need to get it. If you're one of those digital people that want to stream it, do it. If you want to go out and grab a Blu-ray or a DVD of this, I suggest please do so, because even that will be highly collectible in the future. If you have a VHS, if that's your thing, do it. All right, let's get back to the figure. Let's focus on this figure. You could see even the strap work all through here. Look at that. Just nice. The coloring, just everything is just goes right along with it. All right, folks, so it is review time. Let's see how far his head goes down. Not much. It just keeps popping up. He looks up somewhat decent right there. Okay, we'll do that again. And then you're wondering to the side, hits that Michael Myers. Yeah, it is very fitting for this guy right here. Also hits it back. Just very deranged looking individual. Hits that Linda Blair very like effortless. You know, that's when she played The Exorcist and her head spun around. The arm work goes up perfect. He even goes a little over 90 on this figure. Super nice work. His joints seem well oiled, but yet he's stiff because he has that new feel to him. So his arms will go up and around. Look at the work on his arms. All the way through. Wow. Just blown away with even like the old bandages, I guess, when they were just, you know, just bandaging themselves up and everything, the way that they used to do it, you know. He does have bicep swivel at the bicep. Other arm is the exact same. Single jointed elbows, you could see on these guys. You can see it right there. They have that single joint. And then his hands look good. And then he has movement amongst his hands. The up-down works perfectly on these figs. I like it all the way so far. So good. Now, if you're wondering, are you going to get any swivel, waist swivel or anything? Not really. It's there. You could see that. No ab crunch, but it's there for the waist swivel. But with all his garment covering it, stick with the way the figure looks. You know, he's going to pose like that. I'm not going to wrestle him or anything like that. I'm just going to take photos, put him in my collection. He's going to stay like that. So this figure is perfect. Right now, I got a contender, folks. Got a contender. Early contenders for action figures of the year. I'm just going to say it. Very early contender right here. This figure's nice. Okay. Legs will go forward and back like that. He does have really good hip movement. The hip movement in this figure is just amazing. Now you're wondering, can he hit that Anderson Silva straight kick? That's what I'm getting out of there. Maybe a little bit better with the other leg. Yes, sir. A whole lot better. You can see even more of that boot right there. Just really, really just etched up and nice. Hits that Bruce Lee kick. Garment gets in the way, but that's what I'm getting out of that. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, does he have swivel at the knees or anywhere else? No, there's no swivel at the top of the boot, nor at the knee area. But he does have single jointed knees. You can see that there. Other knee. Okay. And then he tends to have movement amongst the feet. Okay. What's going on here? All right. And then down, up. And that's what I got for Captain Blake. Here's how he looks with sheath and sword on his back. That's how he looks right there. What I did was I just stuck it in there and it just stuck really well. Holds it very, very good. Here's how he looks with sword in hand. This figure just gives me the chills just staring at it. Very scary looking figure all the way around. Very well made. All right, folks. So this is how he looks with his eyes turned on. This figure is incredible. I am so impressed with the way that Neca made this. This is an identical piece to the actual actor from the original classic series, The Fog, Captain Blake. This is how they looked, you know. But yeah, the light switch turns on in the back of his head. He holds his lights on. You can see they're very bright. This is perfect, perfectly well made. Here's how he looks next to NECA's Jason Voorhees. You can see the two right there. This is just a standard, I believe, part 3 Jason Voorhees. That's how he looks next to him. Here's how he looks next to an older NECA's Captain Spaulding action figure from House of a Thousand Corpses. That's how he looks with him, scale-wise. Here's how he looks next to Universal Monsters Boris Karloff as the Mummy. This product is also from NECA. If you would like to see any of these reviews on the Mummy and of the Jason, you could go down in my library and also watch those reviews. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe also, so that way you can do so. All right, folks, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is a major contender, if not action figure of the year, 2021. I am so impressed with this figure all the way around. I only have a few figures right now, not even a handful of figures right now, that I have in contention for action figure of the year. Yeah, I think it might go to horror again this year. I had the Jason Voorhees episode 7, the New Blood Jason from NECA, as my action figure of the year for 2021. And this year, this figure is a major contender. We'll see how the Elvira figure checks in when I can get my hands on one of those. But this figure, Captain Blake, delivers. So please like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so that way you know when the next video like this one hits. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at MOE'S Toys. It's MOE'S. MOE'S Toys up on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. Check us out there on TikTok at MOE'S Toy Room. So from MOE'S Toy Room to yours, everyone. Good night.